Last time on Bristangolia's Mongol Rally, we kept driving up the Pamir Mountains with the Lost Brides. The cars suffered a lot, we had questionable food, reached the top of the Pamir Highway with half a sump guard, broke our shock absorbers, but made it to Osh, the end of the highway.
This is not your regular road trip. Across 1/3 of the world in a Fiat Panda. This is Bristangolia's Mongol Rally.
What is this shit? Look at all that! With Crash Pandicoot ready for the last 5,000k, we got back on the road and headed towards Kazakhstan. Kyrgyzstan has magnificent views to offer, but not just that.
So we've just stopped at this beautiful, beautiful lake, and what could make it any more beautiful? Wild growing marijuana. Oh my god. He's got biscuits on him as well, he's ready.
I can't believe this. I knew I could smell it on the way down, and I looked at these plants and I was like, nah, they're too skinny. But oh my god, here we are as well.
We left the lake and drove towards the Kazakh border.
It was all running smoothly until
10 past 1, and we got to the Kazakhstan border and it was blocked up.
What's it?
And Ed's back.
In a van?
In a van, so maybe we stay in a van.
He asked everyone who couldn't find it, so he's inviting us to his place.
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
Okay, looks like we're going to this guy's house.
So it's 3:30, we're at the Kazakh border, still in Kyrgyzstan. We haven't moved in what, 40 minutes? 30 minutes? After getting
Shafted.
Yeah, after getting, we had to do a runner basically. We kind of ended up going to a hostel which looked pretty much like a brothel, and then we didn't have money to pay people who took us to this hostel, who we thought it was their house, and then we were going to pay, they wanted us to pay for petrol.
Because there are 2 vans following us.
Yeah, and for police.
everything started to be a bit more like
Heated.
tense.
Yeah.
So we left quickly and decided to cross the border today.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Well, tonight, yeah. And then see what we can do once we cross the border. But it doesn't look like we're going to go anywhere.
Okay, so we didn't get to Kazakhstan until 7 AM this morning. So during an all-nighter, and we camped dotted around this field. We found an overlander. It's a shit night. How's that cold drink for you?
Oh, it's just so nice.
Better than warm water?
That's not warm water, that's like boiling water. You can make tea with it.
Yeah, you could have made tea with it. And we were back on the road, if you can call it that.
That's the main road from Shu to the capital.
The Mongol Rally, where you spend more time lying on the floor looking at your car than you do in it.
Completely off.
So what's the problem?
Well, the exhaust completely off of this part. The front bit is alright. This bit and that bit are not connected anymore.
But we had no time to lose, so we just kept going until it completely came off.
Day 47 after a really hard day yesterday and losing our exhaust. We left the lights on for too long, so
Battery's dead!
hey, so we're gonna push start the car. Woo!
And hopefully that works.
Well, if it doesn't work,
No one
we're
about to jump.
yeah. We're a bit in the middle of nothing here.
It's another team! But soon after starting the convoy, we got pulled over by the police.
Biggest fucking bribe ever.
How many cigarettes?
None. Just 10.
Yeah.
He was like, where's the rest of your money? And I was like, we don't have any more money.
And a second time shortly after.
So I'm back with my license.
Oh,
The
right.
V5 and $10.
Oh,
He was offended.
really?
He was offended.
What the fuck?
Offend him with the little money we have.
We pushed towards the capital, Nur-Sultan, formerly known as Astana, and made it late in the evening, where we stayed with Danielle, an RTL You fan.
Where are we?
In Astana, Kazakhstan.
In the most plush bedroom and house I think I've ever been in a kind of travelling situation.
Yeah, this is not a hotel.
No.
This is not a 5-star hotel.
The shades fall at my feet, and my heart skips and I sink a bit. The earth is catching fire.
We went out with Danielle's friends and colleagues, the proper Central Asian way, karaoke.
The day driven just too fast for me. Fly real far. I'm concerned about the way we are. Rock and roll star. Jolene, Jolene. Take me. I know that life will break me. Our loving and true.
Oh, we're from Britannia.
The guy just gave us a flag.
What a guy!
We were aiming for the Russian border where we'd reunite with our friends in the three-wheeler, only fools and hummus. But that didn't happen.
Something like
This isn't good. This really isn't good. I think we've thrown a rod.
All good?
yeah,
He's gonna tow us to the next town.
I suppose. Don't really speak the language.
This isn't good.
What a legend of the first guy we saw. That's lucky.
He could only tow us for 9 kilometers. Luckily, we were only 24 kilometers away from the next town. It wasn't long until we found someone else to tow us.
Let's go and look for a place to stay, the 3 of us. I told him the cheapest possible and he said about like 25 euros, so like 20 quid.
The 3 of us.
Yeah.
That's good. In you go, Crash.
Oh, baby.
He took us to a restaurant after taking us to a mechanic and finding a place where we could sleep, which is being amazing. He towed our car for 24 kilometers. Just the nicest guy ever, really.
Things have changed.
So, looks like we've got enough oil. Here it says that we're reading well into the right level. However, we did bang the bottom of the engine, so that means that we might not be having an accurate reading. So there's more oil in because it's dented than
There's some
there actually
tree
is.
going.
Yeah. So the piston rod and the camshaft apparently are warped. So that means that a quarter of the engine is fried. So we could be here for maybe a week. lift it all out as one unit.
So that's going to take 2 days. What we're going to do in the meantime is try to source a piston in case we need it replaced. He said he might be able to fix it, he doesn't know until he sees it. If he can fix it, all good. If not, we'll try to order a new piston.
This is our now situation.
It's not too bad. We've got a great flat for 16 euros a night. The mechanic knows people who own this flat. Yeah. But now we just gotta wait for 2 days.
What's happened?
Crash has died. He is well and truly dead. Camshaft's gone, pistons have gone, battery's dead, and it doesn't look like he's leaving Pavlodar. We're drinking to Crash now, and then we're probably going to get a lift with the boys from Wheel or No Wheel. Pretty apt because we have no wheel. Yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah.
Don't even like whiskey.
Cheers. To Crash.
To Crash.
We spent the next few days trying to find an engine and a way to get it delivered.
Day 655. It's really hard to find a new engine for a Fiat Panda in this part of the world because they've never made Fiat Pandas or equivalents. We've found a couple engines, never really worked. So we're still stuck here. We've got one more option in Omsk. Apparently there's 2 engines that someone's going to have a look at in a couple hours. So until then we won't know what we can do. If the engines are good, we get them delivered here and fitted here and we can drive to the finish line. If we can't, we'll have to decide what we do, which will probably be jump in Wheel or No Wheel's car.
We are back at the mechanics. See how bad it is.
Well, this is what the car looks like. There's no engine. It's heartbreaking, really. There's nothing. There's no engine in this country. There's no engine in Russia. You don't know what to do. Just looking at a hole.
With the hopes of finding an engine in Omsk, we decided not to leave with Wheel or No Wheel.
Best of luck. Cheers for everything, dude.
Yeah, we won't put it on. You don't get it.
We're fucked. We noticed that the engine will never get here in time for us to get to the finish line and catch up flights.
Yeah.
So we cancelled the order.
Our mechanic told us that it would be an extra 3 days, and the bloke who bought the engine off promised it would be here within 7 to 10 days, which is already cutting it very fine. So
We got our money back, so it's all good, but now we gotta find a way to get to Lanud.
It's unfortunate. It's a sad state of affairs, but unfortunately, Crash is not going to make it to the finish line. We thought that it just makes a lot more sense to get to the finish line and just make it a lot cheaper, a lot less hassle, because it's just going to be too much hassle to take a car with no engine about 3,000 miles. So we're going to finish this valley, but it looks like Crash's game ends here, I think.
it was time to say bye to Crash Pandicoot. He'd taken us across a third of the world, 15,000 kilometres, 3 mountain ranges, 8 time zones and 19 countries. Our Turkish sump guard dented the sump, which ultimately broke our engine and killed what had been our home and our friend for a month and a half.
Goodbye, friend.
But then, out of nowhere,
3,000 kilometers or whatever. But I think if you got the mood for it, then we are quite comfy that we together maybe we can manage to write another page in the Mongol Rally history book.
Yeah, sounds good, yeah.
Next week on Bristangolia's Mongol Rally, we attempt the longest tow in Mongol Rally history. Non-stop driving through Siberia with no power, no heating and no windscreen wipers. A challenge for both cars. Will we make it to the finish line?